Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Our Old Farmhouse. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a walk around here of our garden and giving an update on everything that we have going on here. Now, it is the second week of June, and I have to admit, I love sharing these videos on YouTube because just first off, it's awesome to document everything that we're doing, and secondly, I enjoy looking back at these videos to see how far we've come since we've purchased our house and since we started back here on our garden. And as you'll see in just a minute, I've got a lot of updates. We've kind of accomplished a couple of big projects and got them off our to-do list. So with that said, let's go ahead and check everything out. All right, guys, well, I'm walking over to kind of the left side of our garden area, and I admit this has been a project that we've been working on for quite a while, which is why I haven't had quite as many YouTube videos, probably the last 2 weeks. But over here, I did have 1, 2, 3 very large pine trees. Those pine trees, they were doing okay. Unfortunately though, the middle one right there was starting to rot out. I think they had some kind of disease. I'm not a tree expert by any means, but they were losing a lot of pine needles. I think the last 2.5 years, I really worked on trimming up branches, trying to keep it as healthy as possible. Nothing was working, so we did go ahead and we got those cut down. Not an easy process because first off, it was my first time out here cutting down trees, so that was an experience in and among itself. But also just getting that wood cleared up afterwards because they were quite large. I did save some of the lumber. We did put some out to the edge of the road here, and that was taken, but we did make, well, I guess we're still working on this beautiful bench out here. It'll open it up for us to have some seating. Our goal this year is to have kind of a nice seating area out here, something where we can sit at and we can enjoy the garden here behind us. And we're going to kind of fill this area in with more garden beds and in-ground planting areas. So lots of cool things going on there. Over here next to our trees, well, first off, I guess we'll start with our trees. Cherry trees are doing about the same as last time. I was a little worried about the other one. This one's still doing great. This one had lost some foliage right after we planted it, but it's really started to pick up and take off. I will say though, I'm very, very excited for these peach trees. I mean, these things have them everywhere. I mean, looking downwards, there's probably 15 to 20 growing on this one tree. Our second tree over here doesn't have quite as many, but still, I mean, these ones are nice and big. I'll have a video here sometime soon on all the work that we've done with our fruit trees. And then sadly, our peach tree, this is one that we planted last year. I think we got kind of a dud. I've been doing some research as to what to do. I noticed that this is really dried out. We've got some splintering in the wood, but down here we've got some foliage that popped up here not too long ago. So a little bit worried about that one. Like I said, I got to do some research on it, and if I figure out what's going on or if I have an idea, I'll let you guys know. But the reason why we worked our way over here was I was pretty excited this year. It was just another bench that we made with the lumber that we had. It's not 100% down. I do gotta cut it down a little bit. It's pretty high up off the ground, so we'll have that here finished up soon, and then we're gonna stain it. It'll look real nice. Not exactly sure if it's gonna stay over here, and we're gonna cut it about this far so that roughed up area will be gone. Blueberry bushes are doing fantastic. Tomato plants are doing great. These are all tomato plants that came directly from our greenhouse. Stepping over on this side, we have our potatoes that are looking great. We've got peppers, tomatoes over here as well. These ones down here, you can see we've got, I don't know, pretty good vine of tomatoes growing there. onions and garlic. We've got more peppers and tomatoes growing over here. Unfortunately though, the tomato plants kind of ate up the peppers in there. So the peppers are hidden. I don't think we're gonna have that big of production this year on our peppers. If you guys remember, I told you in a previous video, this bed over here, right there, we had about 30 bell pepper plants in there. We had about another 20 planted in beds over here and another 30 over here, and the birds decimated them this year. As of right now, there's maybe 2 over there, 2 pepper plants still in there. One's a bell pepper and the other one I think is a habanero pepper. So we'll see production over here. This is what these guys are looking like. And then we have some broccoli here that's growing. The kids planted. Kids also planted some tomato plants over here. The basil's looking great. We have some Grand Rapids lettuce growing there. Like I said, this bed just kind of was destroyed by birds. I think there's maybe 2 pepper plants, little ones over there that are still growing. But other than that, they got cleared out. And then over here, this back row is all zucchini and the front row is all cucumbers. As you can see, they're doing okay for this time of the year. This one's getting some flowers on it. This one over here does as well. We got a little bit of powdery mildew on this one, but other than that, they're doing okay. I can't say that I'm super thrilled with them, but you know, they're coming along. We have 2 grape plants that survived. I think we planted these year 2. We originally had them planted all across the fence here, and the deer got those. So we continue to walk. Our pumpkins, they're doing okay. Watermelon I'm kind of disappointed in. They're real small. More watermelon. And then down here we have cantaloupe that's growing, and the cantaloupe's doing okay. Back here on the back side of our greenhouse we have 3 blueberry plants over here. Greenhouse is still completely empty. It's just storage right now. And you know, just taking a look around, this whole area I think is doing pretty decent. Things are growing a little bit slower this year than normal. I've given you guys some updates on Bram's apple tree, and as you can see, he's got some little apples that are popping in. So excited about that, but not excited at how much the tree's leaning. Our goal was to have the tree lean outwards a little bit so it wasn't directly over the greenhouse, but it's just kind of gotten a little overboard there, so we're gonna have to work on that. We also have some more blueberry bushes over here to plant, so we'll be working on that as well. It lightens up for you. There it goes. And then we still have garlic growing over here. This was elephant garlic, I think it was called. And I have to say, I'm not too excited about this. It doesn't seem to be growing real well. It looks like it's starting to die out. But our onions are doing great, so we're excited about that. And I did notice that, kind of interestingly, the areas that I did put straw down on for our garlic are doing a lot worse than the areas that didn't have straw on it. So, you know, it's one of those things that you learn from experience, and that was something I'd never done before. So we tried it out. I don't think it's anything we'll do again. But again, just taking a look back at the garden, I mean, it's looking really nice. I'm excited for, at some point, for us to be able to harvest at least some good tomatoes and onions out of there. And then I'm very excited about the fruit trees. You know, I'll be honest with you, I was talking to my wife the other night, and if we get or if we get anything, really even a quarter of what is growing on our peach trees, those will have paid for themselves year 1. The blueberry bushes that we have, even the ones that aren't planted over there, and the ones that are back there, each time that we've planted those, we've gotten or made back our investment the first year we planted them. They're really high producing. First year planted, we got 2 big harvests from them, and then you'll kind of get some ripe blueberries here or there, which the kids really enjoy because then they can go through and pick them once they're planted. So really, I'm surprised at how well all of our fruit is producing. Of course, the girls back here are doing great. Our rabbit's doing great. Everything is kind of coming together this year. So now that those trees are down, that's bringing in a lot more sunlight. I'll try to go over here to show you. That's bringing in a lot more sunlight for our garden area, which means that it's opening up and bringing in more sunlight to our greenhouse in the spring. It's bringing in more light for our garden beds, which means that we can finally get more garden beds filled in this area. Maybe a little fire pit over here in front of our bench. And then that bench, like I said, I don't know where exactly it's going to go. It might move over here to provide a little bit more seating. Like I said, though, with it being so open out here, there's a million things that we can do, and we're really excited about it. So I will continue to keep you guys updated as we continue more projects. Like I said, I do apologize about it being a little bit over a week. That trees was just a crazy amount of work, but now that that's done, we're just going to be working on expansion, and hopefully we'll be getting some mulch down back here before the end of summer. It's not on my list right away just because I need to get in there and I don't want to rip up all that mulch. Trying to get back there with the tractor. I did bust out, and I'll show you guys because I'm having a heck of a time finding a replacement, but I did blow out a tire here on our trailer, which was pretty bad. And sadly, I'm still driving around with it because I went to where I bought the trailer at. I've looked online. I cannot find a replacement wheel anywhere for it. Either everyone's out of stock or they have never carried a size such as that. I know it's a 16-inch wheel, but the type of connection that it has, and it's not a wheelbarrow wheel because those are thicker, so lots of issues there. But, you know, I can't complain about that. We'll get it figured out here sooner or later. But like I said, I will continue with updates as things become available. Amelia and I, we love all the comments, but if you guys have any questions, please ask and we'd be happy to answer them. And other than that, guys, I think our next video is going to be some work over in that seating area, and we're going to be excited to share it with you. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.